Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate Dicini Buted and Dicini for this series of webinars on various topics. And before I proceed, I would like to greet everybody, everyone. Good afternoon, my friends, my classmates who are present here this afternoon. The main challenges for creative laborers, no matter how much circumstances have evolved due to technology, are always the same. How do we secure ownership and cement that ownership? How do we best monetize our works? What are the tools and strategies available to us to protect our copyright? What can and should we do when our rights are infringed on? The big difference today is that technology has added a whole complex web to the challenges that we need new sustainable methods and policies for protecting creators and their works while ensuring the public's right to consume these works. At IPO, we find that a key strategy to finding well-balanced policies is engaging with all creative content producers and users. And we have been doing so more aggressively at the start of the local outbreak. Just earlier this month, we held our first two-day online international copyright forum that was participated in by close to 200 people in Zoom and was simultaneously watched by 9,700 or almost 10,000 viewers in the Bureau's FB page. While the forum has highlighted the challenges of artists during the COVID crisis particularly, discussions also magnified the issues in digital environments, given that streaming, video on demand platforms, user uploaded content platforms, online marketplaces are helping businesses, including creative industries, to survive and recover. Now, what is the key takeaway from discussions during that forum? Our key takeaway is that efficient management of copyright and related rights is a must in the digital age more than ever. And this effort must be launched through a whole of society approach with government, the private sector, content owners, and platforms playing a part in ensuring the copyright regime achieves its objective of stimulating creativity for economic, societal, and cultural development. As one of its responses to digital challenges, IPOFIL recently issued its updated rules for the accreditation of collective management organizations, or what we call CMOs. The new rules not only promote individual creators to top CMOs for them to more easily monitor the revenues from licensing deals, but it also ensures that CMOs have standard capabilities to perform as copyright managers. This is just one of the implementing rules and regulations we just issued. In addition to the IRR for the accreditation of CMOs, four other IRRs on copyright registration, government use, resale rights, and dispute resolution were published in today's issue of the Philippine Star. So we will be guided by these IRRs effective 5 September 2020. Our Bureau of Copyrights and Related Rights, our Bureau of Copyright and Related Rights has also launched an online system for depositing copyrighted works. Having their works in national depositories gives creators confidence in the protection of their works once they exploit it. Since the launch of the electronic registry and depository system last July 15, the BCRR has received 21 applications as of 17 August 2020, and the number is increasing every day. This clearly shows the resilience of artists to continuously create and develop creative works even during this pandemic, and at the same time ensuring the protection of their copyright. This registration would eventually encourage more artists to register and deposit their works at IPOFIL in an easy, safe, and convenient way without leaving their homes. Depositing one's works is valuable that it adds a layer of evidence on one's ownership over a copyrighted work. As such, the electronic deposit system is truly beneficial to the sector, especially in these difficult times. Through the BCRR, we have also been doubling efforts to educate industries on copyright for them to have greater appreciation of their rights. As mentioned, we had the first international copyright webinar this August, which also aimed to engage those from the music sector. We're hoping to hold more comprehensive discussions like this in the coming months with more focus on different sectors. Another issue we're tackling aggressively is piracy, especially that there has been a rise in complaints during the quarantine period. From March to June, our enforcement office received a total of 67 complaints for various IP rights violating acts. The figure already exceeds the 47 we received for the entire 2019. Of the quarantine reports, piracy accounted for the biggest at 42% or 28 reports. Piracy included movies, TV shows, anime series, and perhaps because of distance learning, we also saw a rise in the illegal distribution of e-textbooks. Now, what is IPOFIL doing to improve the enforcement environment in the online space? Our IEO has crafted a revised version of the 2013 rules in the exercise of enforcement functions. And one of the main highlights of the proposed amendments is to explicitly cover in its enforcement power IP rights infringing activities conducted online. One of the specific revisions is that we will allow the IEO, through the Director General, to act on a verified complaint by ordering platforms to take down IP rights violating posts. We can do this through a warning notice and compliance order. At present, what happens is that the IP rights holder is the only one who has the authority to request a takedown. Unfortunately, not all sites or platforms comply. But if it is the IPO field that will do it, we believe it will be more compelling for the violator to comply. The proposed amendments also expand the definition of the enforcement order to include the permanent takedown, blocking, and removal of infringing online sites or accounts. Assist and desist order, an order to remove counterfeit and pirated goods from digital and or electronic platforms or physical establishments. With this, IPOFIL can ask the National Telecommunications Commission or NTC, the primary agency that regulates telecom services, to cut access to an IP rights violating site. The proposed amendments have gone through consultation with stakeholders. IEO is just fine-tuning the amendments to incorporate comments from the consultation and written comments. And I expect it in my office at the start of the next quarter. However, we believe systems across all branches of government must work in harmony. As such, we are pushing for amendments to the IP code that will institutionalize further improvements in the copyright-based sector. We intend to submit our new proposal for the amendments of the IP code within 2 months. Just last August 6, 2020, just before the MECQ, we just signed an MOU on technical assistance under the financial sector and intellectual property program of the United Kingdom Prosperity Fund with the British Embassy in Manila. And part of that program is an activity to conduct capacity building activities that will promote IP and support the creative sector. Combating piracy and helping creators fully extract the economic value of their works is timely as the country moves at a turning point where many see the creative economy as its next growth driver. To realize this goal, measures must be in place. Actions must be taken to demonstrate that the Philippine government does not tolerate activities that discourage and stifle the creation of creative and innovative works that are the backbone of a rich culture and a progressive economy. Thank you and a fruitful day to all.